we're on page 52 in your journal. So we're talking about converting measurements. This is review from last year, but we're going to set it up a little different. We're going to use proportions like we've been doing for the past couple weeks. This is also on your Google Classroom page under class resources. So all of these right here are going to help you set up your proportions. So we'll refer to that often. So we're gonna do this one first. It says on number 2, we're on page 52 again. In an office building, an office building floor has a perimeter of 5,550 feet. What is the perimeter of the floor in yards? So we want to go from feet to yards. So when we set up our proportion, we're going to take what it gives us, 550 feet, and we're going to compare that in a ratio to yards. So we want to know how many yards are going to be in 5,550 feet. So if we have feet over yards, we need feet over yards on this side. So these two numbers, notice they haven't given us any other numbers. These two numbers are going to come from our purple sheet. We're going to look up feet and yards over here, and we're going to see that there is 1 yard that equals 3 feet. So 1 yard equals 3 feet, being very careful to put the right numbers with the right labels. So we're going to go ahead and cross multiply and divide to solve our proportion. So 1 times 5,550 feet is just 5,550 divided by 3. So if we work this out, we are going to get 1,850 yards, which is going to be A. So again, we take what we're given and what we need to convert it to, and that's our first ratio. Our second ratio comes off of our purple conversion sheet. So let's look at number 3. Mr. S is milling a large block that weighs 32 pounds. The post office charges by the ounce to mail boxes. How much does the box weigh in ounces? So again, we're going to write what we're given right here, 32 pounds, and we want to change it to ounces. We want to know how many ounces in 32 pounds. So if we have pounds over ounces on this ratio, we have to have pounds over ounces on this ratio. This information comes from our purple sheet. We do not have to memorize it. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So we're going to cross multiply and divide in order to solve. So 32 times 16 is going to be 512. If I ever wanted to check it, I could say 512 times 1 should equal 16 times 32. Now let's go up here. Harry the dog's height is 1 meter and 30 centimeters. So the height of this dog is 1 meter and 30 centimeters. How tall is Harry's dog in millimeters? So when I was looking on my purple sheet, I noticed that 1 meter equaled 100 centimeters. And so I need to have the same unit or label when I'm putting it into my proportion. So if 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 100 plus 30 centimeters is going to give me 130 centimeters. So the dog's height is 130 centimeters, and I want to change that to, or convert that to millimeters. So centimeters to millimeters, I'm going to look right here. There is 1 centimeter and 10 millimeters. So I'm going to cross multiply. So yesterday we learned a shortcut for multiplying and dividing powers of 10. So if I'm going to multiply by 10, my invisible decimal is at the end of the number, like a period in a sentence. And in order to multiply, to make it 10 times bigger, we're going to move our decimal to the right. And 1, 0, and 10 tells us to move it 1 time. So this one's gone, and now we have an answer of 1,300 millimeters, which is A. So you have a digital activity, and there's also a sheet that's attached to today's assignment that you can show your work on. That work is half of your grade.